Let's go Arizona Duke. This game's also in Newark. 4-seed Arizona versus 1-seed Duke. Duke 8.5-point favorite, over under 153.5. Caleb Love's last dance against the Blue Devils. So they played earlier in the season. Duke won in Tucson, as we all remember. And then last season, Caleb Love beat them in Cameron. And then the season before that, obviously we remember what happened in Cameron and at New Orleans in the Final Four. So Caleb Love likes playing this Duke team. He didn't play well earlier in the season against this Duke team. Ben, does Arizona have a chance to upset Duke in this spot?
I think they certainly have a chance, but I put that chance at like 15 to 20%. I think Duke, I don't know, just this Duke team's different. I don't think it's going to be a case of where Caleb Love scores 35 points and then it's, oh, Caleb Love, the Duke Slayer, strikes again. Like, I know people are kind of pushing that narrative. I just think that's a stretch. I mean, I love Vesar and Awaka. I think they are honestly a formidable big man duo that I think can hang with the likes of Maluach, with Gongba, with even Cooper Flagg if they're matched up on him to a decent amount. I think it's going to be a good game. I think Arizona holds in there. I think they hold in there a little more than Baylor does. But I think we get to like the under 8 timeout. I think Duke just has more shot makers, more size, a little more depth. It's just this Duke team's a wagon. Arizona's a very good team, but there's no reason to think that Duke shouldn't win this game by like 10, 12 points at least.
I think neutral people watching this from a neutral perspective are probably saying, "Oh, the Caleb Love Duke stuff is overstated." You can't tell that to Duke people, though. You can't tell. The other thing is, but if Caleb Love, this dude, it doesn't matter who's guarding him. It doesn't matter. On a given night, Caleb Love can go bananas. It could be the number 1 pick in the draft guarding him, and he could have 35 points, or it could be a walk-on guarding him, and he goes 2 for 21. It feels like there's no rhyme or reason to Caleb Love. It's
because he shoots shots where like the defense almost isn't a factor.
Yeah.
Like he's just gonna chuck, and he doesn't care who's there, if they're there. He's just shooting that shot. So it's just whether it's going in or not. Like the defense almost doesn't impact it. But I know Duke fans have like Caleb Love PTSD, but is there a world where Caleb Love puts up 25 to 30 points and you still win by 8 to 10?
Potentially.
I think there is.
I think potentially. I think that's fair. But at the same time, the other thing about this matchup that they had in Tucson last time is, look, this is a different Duke team at this point. Duke was playing Caleb Foster starting minutes, and Sion James, he did end up playing 20 minutes in that last matchup, but Isaiah Evans got a DNP in that game. Mason Gillis touched the floor for 7 minutes in this one. It's kind of a different rotation, and I think Duke is even much better than they were when the last time they met up. I'm still scared about Caleb Love. I don't care what anybody says. Terrified of that man, especially if I'm in the building. That dude knows he goes off when I'm in the building. PTSD. It's like telling a soldier from Nam, dude. It's just like, yeah, man, like, oh, you don't need to feel those feelings. Why do you have PTSD? You know, it's like, are you kidding me? I went through war. I went through hell. And Caleb Love is the reason why, but it's all good. I'm curious to see this game. I think the spread is high in this one. I understand why this Duke team is a wagon. I'm a little biased here. I'm just scared of this Arizona team. My mind tells me Duke wins this game, handles this game, and one of these guys once again just steps up and knocks down a bunch of threes, and it becomes impossible to guard. The lane opens up more for Cooper Flagg to drive. I will say the one caveat in this game outside of Caleb Love going bananas is this is the first time where I've been nervous about Duke going into a close game this year, where people have talked about nonstop, oh, Cooper Flagg slips at the end. Oh, he turns the ball over at the end. It's not even that. It's more so Caleb Love has been there before. Caleb Love doesn't miss clutch free throws. If it gets into that close game with Duke, Arizona's playing with no pressure in this spot. All the pressure is on Duke in a close game there, and that's where I worry about Duke. If it's a 2-point game with a minute left, I don't feel great about Duke in that spot. Not because of the Cooper Flagg stuff at the end that happened before, just a matter of Arizona has no pressure in this spot, and everybody is preying on Duke's downfall and all the pressure's on them.
Yeah, exactly. And Arizona has guys who can make those shots. Obviously, Caleb Love kind of seems to live for those moments. They've got great free throw shooters across the board. Like you don't want to let Arizona in that game. You just want to make sure that they're kind of not in the game by the time you get to the last few minutes in crunch time.